Oh dear, we are having a data disaster. So the hard drive in this machine has finally decided to call it quits. Not in a mechanical way. The problem actually lies not with the mechanics of the hard drive, rather with the actual hard drive controller circuitry. Because the drive is not making any clicks and clacks, it's not making any weird noises, it's not doing any of that. So to me, quite obviously, it seems as though the drive is healthy. I can't see any way that this could possibly be a mechanical problem, although it probably is. Wouldn't be the first time I've experienced a mechanical problem and there has been nothing showing up. So I'm going to go ahead, even though I have like a full backup of most of these files, in fact I think of all of these files, I'm still going to go ahead and back them up. Because that is what I do. Okay, so there's that. So we'll copy those. We'll see which ones copy and which ones do not. So there's about 25 gigabytes worth of files there. Now, if some of these don't back up, I have a pretty good understanding and also a pretty good hope and a chance that they've been backed up already by the Windows backup. So I shouldn't have any data problems. But I'm not going to take any chances, so yeah, just a little bit of time left to go. A little bit of time. It's going to take like a freaking hour. Well, even longer than an hour, but still. So I will be back when that is done. Well, more degrading. Gone from 36 to 37. And that's the thing. You know, I have a hard time believing that this drive could possibly be suffering from mechanical problems, like I said. Because I think I've actually already said this, but what it did is it jumped. Well, when I started the computer, it went from 0 to 1. Okay. Then it went from 1 to 2. And then it jumped from 2 to 14. And at that point, I'm like, what the hell? But I didn't think too much of it. And then what happened is it jumped from 14 to 26. And it's like, alright, I'm going to back everything up because obviously it has a problem. And then it jumped from that to, I believe, 30-something or another. It was something around 35. And then I got a blue screen. This is going to take a while. Okay, so I have everything backed up now that I really want, but I want to see if this machine is still semi-usable, at the very least. So I'm going to restart it into normal mode, not safe mode. And I want to see if the machine still works. I have booted it up before, like normal, and it shows signs of working, but I haven't really fully allowed it to boot yet, so we're gonna find out. My phone there, because I have my phone plugged in, so here it comes. So let's see, in its degraded state, how long it takes to start the computer. Get your clocks ready. Wow, that really didn't take that long at all. Let's go ahead and get to at the very least, a semi-usable desktop. Or a desktop. I don't know if it's going to be usable or not, so... Here we go. It's trying to work. It's loading all the system stuff. Wow. It's actually working. Now this is actually surprising me, because it amazes me that even its degraded state, that I can still have it work. Well, not as good as it probably could, but I am running things that are not showing up in the, we're gonna wait for, well, there's core temp. Still have to wait. There's my Skype. It's open. So, yeah, it's gonna complain that it could not update my virus database, because it tried to update it when it started up last time, and that didn't happen. And then my computer freezes. Oh, it's just locked out my bus here, so maybe it'll come back at some point. Yep, there it is. So now it's updating the virus definition database crap. And here comes the rest of whatever I need. Let's go ahead and start the program that I want to start, and that is Crystal Disk Info. It, for whatever reason, will not start up automatically, even though I have it set to do so. Turn off caps lock. But for all intents and purposes, this machine actually still functions. Now the question now becomes, not does it work, but how long will it last? I don't know. I mean, I've had machines with failing drives last for a couple of days. I've had them last for a couple of months. So I have no idea how long this is going to last. Probably not much longer. At least at the rate by which the drive is degrading. You can see, I'll actually show you the stats that it has right now, if it'll let me. Nope, it's just going to stop responding. So maybe the program does have problems. Nope, here we go. Maybe. Probably not, but still. No, here we go. 122 reallocated sectors, and 38 current pending and uncorrectable each. So, what does that mean? Well, that means that we have a failing hard drive. Whether mechanically or electronically, it doesn't really matter, it's failing. And it has to get out of here. What am I going to do? I'm going to run a full system backup right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so we're going to run a complete PC backup. I don't know if it's going to work. I doubt it. 32 to 37 DVDs. I don't think I have that many. No, I definitely do not have that many. So screw the full PC backup then. Because if it's not going to work, then I can't very well do it. I have no idea why this computer is frequently dropping out the USB bus. But I bet that it's probably something incredibly stupid. Alright, so we are now backing up our files. However much it will work. So I expect that to be done in probably 1 or 2 hours. I don't know how long it's going to take, and I don't really care how long it takes, as long as it doesn't take all night. Okay, you know what? This is nowhere near as fast as I want it to be, and it's put my crystal disk info is going insane with all these degradation errors. So, alright, fine. You know what? Forget it. I'm just going to go ahead and set it aside, and it's going to just operate as a network gate for my other computer. Doesn't want to work, it doesn't have to. Okay, so this is the way that it has to be. That machine is going to sit down there and just act as a network gate, because I am sick and tired of having to deal with problems galore with really every single computer that I've used. Or, well, not every single computer that I've used, okay. Now I'm totally making a fool of myself because I have no idea what I'm talking about. See, I really need to have productivity with what I do. If it's not productive, I'm not going to do it. So if I can't get this machine to work productively, I am not going to use it. How is that for operating? So here's the plan. This machine is going to sit down there and just basically do nothing. And now this machine is going to take over all of its functionality. Because I'm sorry, but I can't just deal with and live through these kinds of issues. Because I am all about having stuff done as soon as possible. I believe my USB hub may have problems. Actually, let me check my USB hub. Oh yeah, that's why I unplugged the power. I don't know how that managed to happen, but well, it did anyways. Oh, it's looking for all of that stuff. Oh, it's gonna require that I restart the computer, isn't it? Okay, here we go. Well, if you don't want to work properly, then you're going to have to take a back seat. So, I have put this one back to the way I had it before, and this one's actually currently running a full check disk scan. And you can see it's doing the bad sector scan as well, and look at all the freaking bad sectors that it's finding. Goodness only knows how long that's going to take. It's probably going to end up taking me until 3 o'clock in the morning. It's 1:04 right now. But in the meantime, I am going to go ahead and just use this. And as for internet access, I have this as the standby surrogate. I brought it from over there. I'm going to tomorrow move stuff around. Because I'm going to get and I'm going to remove the vinyl. The rest of the vinyl covering on the wallpaper. So that should be interesting. Then I can remove the wallpaper. And then I can go ahead and start the tedious job of re-drywalling crap. Which I'll tell you what is not going to be very fun. This wall is going to be the first one. I think I'll do all of the drywalling first and then I'll do all the painting. But that doesn't really matter, that's for a whole nother video. And it should be mentioned that I believe that this computer locked me out of this drive, which is not cool because I have a whole bunch of stuff on here that I would really love to get off. Hopefully this drive hasn't failed, but I can't see why a drive that was working perfectly fine a couple seconds ago would just miraculously not be able to be accessed by different computers. So I'm going to go ahead and check that. So once this is done, I'm going to see if that drive has indeed failed or if it still works. Might be able to get the data off of it. But now this computer won't access it, and because it's formatted for a PC, I doubt it would work on a Macintosh. Because it's NTFS, it's not FAT. And you know what? There's probably going to be some smart ass who's going to come around and say, blah, why are you complaining? It's a free computer, blah. Well, first of all, no, this hard drive was not free. I had to pay for that. I had to pay for this hard drive. Drive 2. And, well, the computer was free. Okay, I can't really complain, and the computer still works. But it's the hard drive that does not, and I had to pay for that, and that wasn't a cheap hard drive either. I think it was like at $90 or something. And I'll tell you what, would you sit and live through this kind of a hard drive problem? I didn't think so. So you have no room to be complaining about me complaining. So there's that. Fortunately, they took pinball out of Windows 7, but that's a rant for another day. Obviously, check this doesn't do tilde expansion, so that's exactly what happens. It's a DOS program, so it's limited to 8.3 file names. And for shits and giggles, let's throw in a rant about hard drive manufacturers. I don't know what Seagate is doing so horribly wrong here. But it seems that if you use their drives, and you use them continuously, they will fail. I don't know what the mean time between failures on this drive is. In fact, let's look that up. Mean time between failures of the Seagate ST932325AS, which is what this is. That's what this drive is running, and that's actually what my external drive over there is. 600,000 hours, 500,000 hours, 1,200,000 hours. That doesn't seem realistic at all. I'm going to go ahead and say that 500,000 hours is what I'm going to choose. There is no way that this thing even has 10,000 hours on it. I'm sorry. Just no. There is no way that this thing has 10,000 hours on it. Don't even try and convince me otherwise, because you have no proof. This drive, I'm certain, has more hours on it than this one does. Does it still work? Yes, it does. Now, of course, obviously, there's going to be some skewing here, because they're two different manufacturers, and Western Digital likes to skew their SMART data. In fact, I have seen Western Digital drives fail when SMART reports nothing wrong with them. I don't know if this drive has failed, but I doubt it. I mean, like I said before, there's absolutely no way. I can't possibly believe or even comprehend the reason as to why a drive that works fine 1 second, once I turn the computer off, it doesn't work at all anymore. I don't understand that. Anyway. So, what have you got to say for yourself, Seagate? Well, you don't bundle bloatware with your stuff, so that I'll give you props for. Just had a weird voice crack there. But then again, your drives don't work. They do. Some of them do. Maybe I have a lemon here, maybe I don't, but I've had a 500 gigabyte and a 320 gigabyte, and a 250 actually. All three of them Seagates. All of them have failed. I'm including this one. This is the 320 that I'm talking about. A 320, a 250, and a 500. All of them fail. Within a span of, I'm going to say, 2 or 3 years. Why? I don't understand that. Maybe I can't. I simply refuse to believe that I have had 3 lemons in 3 years. That doesn't seem to be possible to me. 1 lemon, yes, I can understand that. 2, we're starting to get like a little bit on the, I don't understand that. But 3? Really? There has to be something wrong with your manufacturing lines if you can let 3 lemons slip past in 3 years. I'm certain they make more than 3 bad drives in a year. But I'm also certain that they test their drives before selling them or shipping them off. How can something, if this is a bad drive, how can this slip past Seagate's testing? Or do they not test it at all? Maybe that's where they're going wrong. Maybe they should test their hard drives before shipping them out. I don't know. But hey, at least they don't bundle bloatware with their hard drives. Which leads me to my next point. Stupid Western Digital drives. Now, anybody who has ever used a MyBook hard drive knows that with them they come bundled with this infectious software known as smartware. Smartware is totally useless. It's not useful. It's bloatware. You can't uninstall it. Or last I knew, you can't uninstall it. And it's annoying to have it pop up saying you have to install smartware. Like with the stupid install this and whatever. It's just, I don't want your infectious crap on my computer. And I vaguely remember the interface, and I remember that it wasn't intuitive, it wasn't useful. I don't understand. How can a major hardware vendor get software wrong for their hardware? Maybe they should have asked outside help. But I mean, this smartware crap, it's worse than Microsoft's Internet Explorer and Adobe Crash Player combined. But point that I'm trying to make here is that maybe they should have outsourced their software. Maybe they have outsourced their software to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. I don't know. But they should have, if they couldn't get it right, and they can't bundle in an installation program, why bundle it at all? And Hitachi drives are with, actually all drives these days are with glass platters, which I don't understand. Why? Why would you go with glass platters when glass can break, instead of metal platters, which can't break? Well, you can bend them, but they won't break. Or at least I hope they don't break. They probably do break, but, you know. What? Is it cheaper? It probably is cheaper, but I don't know. What is with all this, it's cheaper, so let's do it. I don't know why. It's a high-precision piece of electronic equipment spinning at upwards of 5,400 RPMs. I don't want that to break or shatter when it's spinning. I'm sorry. I don't want to be able to easily break it. It's a high-precision device. It should have quality components, be built well, and have some form of a fail-safe. Which in hard drives I can understand why they don't. Which is why they have smart technology to diagnose when these kinds of problems could happen. I expect the best out of my drives, and to give me glass platters, I'm sorry, but you're asking for trouble. And there's with the dead pixels on my camera. So annoying. A lot of people have said, upgrade to HD, upgrade to HD. No, I'm not blowing $300 on a decent HD camcorder. And if you're going to say that it's not that expensive, anything decent is that expensive. And I want decent, because this is a decent camcorder, even though it's a bad camcorder, but it's still decent. Now I've just gone off on a completely different rant. Hard drives. Back to that. And let's throw in an extra bonus rant here about shock protection. It doesn't work. Or all this extended shock protection and automatic landing program stuff. Obviously, this computer was shipped with a driver that is automatic landing and shock protection, has software to do this. If that software was working, this wouldn't have happened. Now, would it? Well, it might have happened, but it wouldn't be this severe. So I don't understand, man. Does it work, or does it not work? I'm going to go right now and just say that it doesn't work, because I haven't found any examples of it working. Just when you think it could possibly still work, you get proven wrong. I mean, this is the 5th time this damn computer has proven me wrong throughout this entire ordeal. So last night I was fixing that Western Digital drive over there, and I did fix that drive, by the way, so it works 100% perfectly fine. Didn't lose any data, nothing. Turns out I had actually deleted the permission set that I really needed back, because if I didn't get that back, then I would have been locked out of the drive permanently, And I'm lucky that this drive held out as long as it did. It still works. I mean, surprisingly enough, it actually does still work, albeit barely. I could boot it up in safe mode. I cannot boot it up in regular mode, because obviously there's some kind of a driver issue, or there's some kind of a service that's not starting. And okay, I'm sure a number of you are probably wondering why this is sitting here. Well, hard drive lasted long enough for me to change some permission sets that I really needed to change in order for me to access that drive. But now I can't boot Windows up into regular mode, because if I try that, it lasts for probably about maybe a minute, and then I get an 80 stop error. Presumably because the service isn't starting, or because there's some hard drive issues. Well, obviously there's some hard drive issues. I mean, come on, there are like 500 bad sectors on the drive. I may order a new display panel today, I'm not sure. Get a display panel off of eBay, used. It's like $50 though. But and I'll tell you something else. I can guarantee you that as soon as I fix this, or not long thereafter, something else will go wrong. Maybe this computer's hard drive will start dropping down. Maybe this hard drive will start failing. Maybe my printer will stop working. Maybe my stereo will stop working. Maybe my light will explode. Who knows, I might lose a flash drive or two. I mean, just every single time I fix something, another thing goes wrong. Story of my life, man.